My name is Serge Rossignol. I work at the Université de Montréal in Canada. And my interest has been on spinal cord injury for more than 30 years in animal models. What I'm trying to find out is when an animal receives a lesion in the spinal cord, what are the changes occurring within the spinal cord itself, below the lesion, that may lead to some recovery of function, like walking. Lately, what we have shown, which I think is quite interesting, is that we know that the spinal cord contains a circuitry capable of generating these basic locomotor movements in rodents or in cats. What we did not know is that if you make a partial spinal cord lesion, which is the most usual type of lesion that we see in humans, and when we train these animals after a partial spinal cord lesion, we know now that these circuits within the spinal cord are being changed by that experience of training after the partial spinal cord lesion. And we can show that because we've observed that animals that have been trained after such partial spinal cord lesion can walk immediately after a complete transection, so that the spinal cord itself has been changed. So now we want to find out what are all the conditions of that recovery of function within the spinal cord in terms of the amount of training needed, the amount of time of training needed, and so on. We also had to develop techniques for imaging the spinal cord in animals using MRI, that is magnetic resonance imaging of the spinal cord, for which now we have a fund from the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation to allow us to determine exactly what are the lesions within the spinal cord, and eventually, hopefully, to know what are the changes occurring within the spinal cord using imaging techniques. And this is now evolving also into the clinical human work, try to apply this imaging techniques to spinal cord of humans after spinal cord injury.